was born on the 5th of July, 1996. She was a Finn Dorset lamb and technically had 3 mothers. One for the egg, one for the nucleus, and one to carry it to term. The odds of success were theoretically astronomical, but do you think that stopped? Oh, Dolly, good heavens, no. Dolly went the way of Jurassic Park and made reality her bitch. She was created using the somatic cell nuclear transfer technique, which is not something out of Dragon Ball Z, but involves the insertion of a nucleus from the cells of a control subject into the developing egg cell. Electric shock divides and isolates the new clone cell, at which point it may be surgically placed into the surrogate womb to develop. Dolly is derived from a mammary gland cell, and we couldn't think of a more impressive pair of glands than Dolly Parton's.
Here you come again, just when I'm about to get myself together. You waltz right in the door, just like you've done before, and wrap my heart around your little finger.
International news soon picked up on the story of this horrifically badass abomination of nature. Though Dolly was not the first animal to be cloned, she was the first to be cloned from an adult cell and not a stem cell, which is the basic equivalent of telling God he can go kick rocks. We don't need you anymore. It is not possible to think of a way of screening out effectively the most appropriate embryos, and hence what we should expect would be a lot of late abortions, either occurring spontaneously or being induced deliberately in the 2nd or 3rd trimester of pregnancy in order to prevent birth of abnormal children. Old Dolly's birth being so extravagantly awesome as to dwarf anything you've done in your much longer and much more pathetic human life, she was allowed to spend the rest of her days frolicking about the Roslin Institute in Edinburgh, like the unseemly hooligan that she was, causing all sorts of miscreantage and general mischief to all fools who were unfortunate enough to wander into a curb-stomping path. Everyone thought Dolly was so sweet. I didn't know the real Dolly. She invited me out to the pub one night and we got in a nasty tussle with some skinheads. Dolly broke a bottle and wrote her name with it in his chest. She peed in the wound. I wanted to go home, but she pulled a gun on me, said we weren't done yet. We robbed a liquor store and set a yacht on fire while people were partying on it. It was fucking horrible. She told me if I ever talked about it, that it'd be the last thing I ever... Yes, Dolly led such a prison-hard rock and roll lifestyle that at the tender age of 4, she started to develop a severe case of arthritis. It was treated with inflammatory drugs, but 2 years later, with the additional onset of lung disease, doctors were forced to euthanize her. It took 13 tranquilizers and 7 beefy Scottish lumberjacks to hold Dolly down. She threatened the lives of our children the whole way through. We were scared, yes, but we knew it came from a place of love. Even when Dolly got drunk and hit us and told us we were stupid and ugly, we knew she loved us. Really. She did. She really did. Dolly! But not even death could stop old Dolly. No, she lubed up Death's supple body, squeezed it into a gimp suit, and banished it to a crate until it was lucky enough to be summoned again by its master. Yes, Dolly's ridiculous body was stuffed and placed for time immemorial in the National Museum of Scotland, where children today may cower and soil themselves in the presence of her tremendous ball-smashing visage. There, our dear Dolly will be preserved forever in its likeness, like another, though somewhat less interesting virgin birth we all know. He only came back once. Dolly did it 4 times. Chew on that, suckers! Narrator out.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the streets the traffic starts jumping.